that can operate without you, that you work on the business, not inside of the business. You constantly work on improving and expanding the business, and really ideally, you set up the business to be something that you could actually sell.
Right. And it seems like to me, just in hearing that, you think about it, and you can see where that is probably a critical factor in someone who has a passion, they start a business, and it's staying small, versus someone who has the leadership ability to say, wait, now is when I prepare this business to run without me being involved in every single intricacy of it.
Right. And you kind of want to look at it like an org chart. So, look at it like a flow chart where in the very beginning, you're going to be the person doing a bunch of different stuff, but you want to focus on generating revenue as quickly as possible and not waiting until the whole business is perfect and all completed before you actually start focusing on making money with it.
Right.
So in the very beginning, it's going to be you focused on doing stuff to generate money. But as you generate money from that business, that gives you the resources with that money to then start hiring people and delegating, start building or acquiring systems so that the systems can do the business, so that you can automate more and more of it and get the business to run without you, taking yourself out of different aspects of the business until eventually, because it's constantly been focused on generating revenue, and then you use that revenue to make the business work without you, it allows you to slowly start stepping out of the business until all of your time can be focused on improving the business, working on the business, making it work better for you, make more money for you, while you actually are having to work less and less.
Right.
That's the ultimate lifestyle that comes with it.
And you mentioned stepping out of the business, and that's kind of a good transition for us, because I want to step away from the book for just a second, because there's a lot of other interesting things that you're involved with. You've written this book, Conversations with Millionaires, but then we were talking, and you have something else that you do that I think is wonderful, because it helps people realize their dreams. And a lot of people have a great idea that they want to share with others, and they want to write a book, and they never get past that. Right. So what are you doing to help people move beyond, I want to write a book, and actually see that come to fruition? Tell us about that.
Well, it's funny because, I really got to experience what kind of impact writing your own book and becoming a best-selling author can make in your life. So because I got to experience a huge leap, there's really something very amazing and kind of magical that happens when you're a best-selling author. And it's really, a celebrity at any level.
Right.
See, if you think about the power of fame and celebrity, it gives you opportunities that most people never get.
Right.
And most people never get to take advantage of. But if you see, it's like we all have opportunities available, but people who are famous or a celebrity at some level have opportunities other people don't. But those people also have all those same opportunities that somebody who's not famous and a celebrity has. So they get that many more. And, think of like a great example. I love this example of Sultan Incorporated. Okay, it was this little company that had this little product. They went to a trade show in Las Vegas to try to market it. Nobody liked it, so it was considered a complete failure. Then they did one thing, and it turned it into a $1 billion per year company. What did they do? They hired George Foreman, and it's called the George Foreman Grill.
Right.
And it's now a $1 billion per year company because they leveraged fame and celebrity to explode everything.
And so you're now helping people to, you gave a great example of someone that came to you recently and said, well, I know what I want to do. I have a great idea to write a book, but I can't.
Right.
And then you explained to me what happened, and I want you to tell everybody about that. That was
it's funny. I was talking to this one lady, and she said, I'd love to do a book, but it would probably, I don't think I can, but even if I could, it would take me like 6 months to do it. I said, she basically said, I have all this stuff on my plate right now. I'm too busy. There's no way I could do it. I said, I could have you on the bestseller list by the end of the month. This was on the 1st of the month. And she goes, what? So anyway, she challenged me to prove it.
Right.
So I literally helped her go from no book and not even believing she could do a book to 31 days later, she was a best-selling author.
I love that. I mean, in 31 days, she accomplished what she initially said. Probably thought it'll never happen or it'll take a year or two.
Right.
And that's great. And so if people want to talk to you about that or want assistance with that, is there somewhere they can go to get information of working with you to see that same kind of dream?
Right, yeah. I actually created an e-course and some special reports and audio that you can get for free. You can go to www.bestsellingauthorSecrets.com. www.bestsellingauthorSecrets.com.
That's great. Well, we are not done. We are going to come back and talk some more with Jason Oman. So we hope you'll stick with us. We'll be right back with Cover Stories. Welcome back to Cover Stories. I'm Carrie Walburn, and we are continuing our conversation with best-selling author Jason Oman, who has written the book Conversations with Millionaires. And welcome back, Jason.
Thank you.
I just want to continue talking about some things about the book. One thing that I thought was interesting is when that you thanked the mentors of all of these individuals who contributed to the book. So, and you don't really think about that. You know, who was Jack Canfield's mentor, who was Wally Amos's mentor, who was Michael Gerber's mentor, because there were people that they were following just as we're now heeding their advice in your book.
Right.
And it made me want to ask you the question, who have been your mentors along the way that have brought you to this point of success in your career?
Yeah, it's funny. When I was 17 years old, my mom came and picked me up for the weekend and took me to this big convention center. I'm like, what's going on? What are we doing here?
And you're how old again?
I was 17 years old.
17, okay.
And long story short, by the end of the night,